Mosse, let's go through these groups. First off, before we get into the actual who we think are coming out of these groups, you might have mentioned it on a previous pod that we did, but just for for the case of our discussion here, do you have a group of death, and do you have a group that you think is the most difficult to pick?
Top to bottom, I think it would probably be Group B: Spain, Italy, Croatia. Although Group D, which has France, Netherlands, Poland, and Austria, is also a strong contender. You could actually argue that top to bottom, that's the best because you have Albania in that Group B. So you do have a weak team while there's no real weak sister in Group D. So it would be between those two groups in the group of death debate.
Yeah, I agree that Group B, I mean, you have 3 teams in the top 10, and obviously with the storied history, including the defending champions, when it comes to Italy, I think that's hard. That's hard to figure out. And, potentially a good team is not going to go through, although we should remind people that third-place teams do go through. I think the hardest one to actually pick might be Group E with Romania, Ukraine, Belgium, and Slovakia going forward. All right, let's go back to Group A. Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. The first game and the only game to start the first day of the tournament will be Germany versus Scotland. I have Germany and Switzerland coming out as the top 2, and then I also do have Hungary being a best 3 team.
I have the exact same thing. Germany 1, Switzerland 2, Hungary 3. Let me just make one overarching point about Germany. I know they had some terrible results at one point in this cycle, and they've had some lousy results in major tournaments recently. But to me, it was never a personnel issue. I always looked at that German squad, and on paper, the name still popped. There was just something off with the chemistry there. Hansi Flick, they got rid of him. Nagelsmann is now in charge. Results have picked up a bit. You've got Toni Kroos back in the mix. So I'm expecting a big tournament from Germany actually at home. I love the names. They've got a couple of candidates for breakout player in Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala, and you've got that veteran leadership of guys like Kroos and Gundogan. So there's still a lot of names of note on that squad. I think they'll do well.
And I will say, having spent the last couple of weeks over there in Germany, that there is a confidence in this team. And maybe it's, relative to their history, as you said, but there is a lot of talent, and playing at home again, I think there's a feeling that this could be something special this summer.
For Switzerland, this is a pedigree pick. They've reached the knockout stage of the last 3 World Cups and of the last 2 Euros. They got to the quarterfinals of the last Euros, eliminating France along the way. So I know on paper it's not the most impressive squad, but they just do seem to have a knack for getting out of groups in major tournaments. So I think they'll do it again. It is worth noting that Scotland was a big story during qualifying. They really played well, but when it gets to the tournament, you and I both think they're going to finish last in this group.
Yeah, I don't, as much as I love the fans and I love the whole story and anything, yeah, I think that they're going to finish last in this group. And you mentioned Switzerland and, Granit Xhaka and what he has, done over the last year. You see if he can translate that. And then they had a bunch of ties during qualifying, so they're going to have to be able to get points, but also turn some of those ties into wins here. All right, so we're the same here on Group A. Let's go to Group B. Spain, Italy, Croatia, Albania, as we mentioned before, your potential and arguably the group of death here. I have Spain and Croatia in that order coming out from Group B, and I do have Italy finishing in third and therefore getting one of those third place go-through positions.
Slightly different for me. I have Spain 1, Italy 2, and Croatia advancing as a third place team. Albania, by the way, are coached by a Brazilian, Silvinho, so I'd love to see them make a run, but I don't think it's going to happen in this group. I think Italy, we know about their World Cup struggles of late. They haven't even been able to qualify at the last 2. But I don't know, they won the last Euros, and I like Spalletti as a coach. I still think there are enough quality players in there that they'll figure out a way to finish in the top 2 in this group. I think Croatia might be a little long in the tooth. So I don't expect a great Euros out of them.
You mentioned Albania a little while ago. Do they have, not a chance necessarily to come out, because both of us have them finishing last, but do they have a chance at any point in the 3 games that they play of actually being a spoiler? Or you think they're going 0-3?
I think they're probably going 0-3.
Okay. Well, you don't like the Albanians. That's fine. That's certainly one way to go if that's the way you want to go. Okay. Let's see. Go to Group C. I have England coming out on top. I have Serbia coming out second, and I have Denmark coming out as a third-place team?
I have England 1, Denmark 2, and no third-place team out of this group.
No third place. Okay.
Keep in mind, Denmark made it all the way to the semis of the last Euros. You have the whole Christian Eriksen subplot, that incredible health scare he had at the last Euros, and for him to be back here, it's a great story. You've got Rasmus Højlund up front, Christensen at the back. So I think they're a very good team. I think they'll finish in the top 2 in this group.
Okay. Off to Group D, France, Netherlands, Austria, and Poland. That's how I have them finishing. France at number 1, Netherlands coming in at 2, and then Austria and Poland, and neither of them. Actually, no, I have Austria being one of the third-place teams.
The exact same thing for me. France 1, Netherlands 2, Austria 3. Austria advancing as one of the third-place teams. Keep in mind, Ralf Rangnick turned down the Bayern Munich job to coach Austria at this tournament, so
he's very bullish on his
He'd look pretty ridiculous if they went out in the group stage.
All right, Group E. Again, I thought this is a very difficult group to pick, but I have Belgium finishing first, Slovakia finishing second, then Romania, and then Ukraine. And neither of them actually or Romania definitely not getting the third place. Oh, actually, yeah, no, not a third place. Finishing third, but not going through.
Right. I have Belgium 1, Ukraine 2, and no third-place team advancing from this group. Ukraine, maybe this is a little bit of a heart pick. It would be such a great story in light of what's going on in the world, but I also do like some of their players. They've got a striker, Artem Dovbyk, who was the top scorer in La Liga with Girona this past season. We know Mikhailo Mudryk has struggled for Chelsea, but I think with Ukraine, he'll play well. You've got Zinchenko, so they've got some names of note. I think they finished second in what is probably top to bottom the weakest group in the tournament.
But you readily admit that it might be your heart talking over your head when it comes to Ukraine. Listen, I'm here for it. I think it'd be a wonderful story, and it would be obviously something that would, transcend the actual sport on the field. So I'm here for it. So I would be glad to be wrong.
I am known as a very sentimental guy.
That's true. People think about you in that sense. Group F, I have Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal finishing first. Turkey finishing second, Czech Republic third, and Georgia fourth. And I do not have the Czech Republic in third place going through as one of the third-place teams.
I have Portugal 1, Turkey 2, Czechia 3, and I do have Czechia advancing as one of my third-place teams. Yeah, I said this on a previous pod. Turkey, for me, is a real dark horse to make a run in this tournament. I like their personnel. They've got some really talented youngsters like Arda Güler and Yildiz, who played at Juventus this past season. Güler, by the way, I don't know if you saw, Jose Mourinho just got hired at Fenerbahce, and he's already trying to convince Real Madrid to loan him Arda Güler for this upcoming season. But I think he's a wonderful talent, could be one of the breakout players at these Euros. You've got Çalhanoğlu there, so you've got some experience as well. I like Vincenzo Montiel as a coach. Plus, keep in mind, there is an enormous Turkish population in Germany. Yep. They're going to have tremendous fan support. I could see Turkey being to this tournament what Morocco was to the 2022 World Cup.
Point.
So keep an eye on them.
All right, so let's take it to the round of 16. And again, there are plenty of bracket formulations that you can put through, and we're not going to get into all the different permutations, but because with the third place finishers and where they all do. So it sets it up for us. So this could certainly change, but I have in my round of 16. Should I just give you all of my round of 16 results? Should we do that?
Yeah, say the 8 teams that are advancing to the quarterfinals.
So I have Germany advancing to the quarterfinals, and in my bracket, I have them beating Serbia. I have Croatia advancing, and I have them beating Switzerland. I have Spain advancing, beating Hungary. I have England advancing, beating Austria. Portugal advancing, beating Denmark. The Netherlands beating Slovakia. Italy beating Belgium, and France beating Turkey. So do you have Germany going through?
Yes. My 8 quarterfinalists will be Germany, Spain, Netherlands, Portugal, France, Belgium, Italy, and England.
France, Belgium, Italy, and England. All right, so the way mine works out, I don't have Belgium because the way mine worked out, I had Italy actually playing Belgium in the round of 16. Okay, let's go through here. I have in my quarterfinals, I have the winners. I'm just going to give you the winners. Germany, France, England, and the Netherlands.
So I have Germany beating Spain in the quarters.
So do I, yes.
I have Portugal beating the Netherlands.
I do too. I have the Netherlands beating Portugal.
I have France beating Belgium and England beating Italy, which would give us a Final Four of Germany v. Portugal, France v. England.
Okay. So I have a semifinals where it's Germany versus the Netherlands and France versus England. And in those semifinals, I have Germany winning and I have France winning. And so I have a final of Germany versus France. What do you got?
I have Germany beating Portugal and England beating France, which would set up a Germany-England final July 14 in Berlin.
So your final is who?
Germany versus England.
Oh, delectable. I mean, not that, Germany versus France is anything, but you think that England gets by France in the semifinals. And so now it's right there in the palm of their hand to come home. And who do you have as winner? Because I have the Germans. I have the home hosts using the fact that they are rejuvenated and playing at home and all of that energy to actually win Euros. And Germany is my winner.
I have England. I think it's coming home.
Wow.
In style, they beat Germany in Germany to win it. You get replaced by Warren Barton on this podcast. So.
All right. Well, we'll see how right or wrong, let's be honest, our picks are when it comes to Copa America and the Euros. But it's going to be fun. And let us know if you agree or you disagree. I'm sure you're all putting together your brackets out there, and we'll see if they're broken right off the bat. You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.